Question number 8, Jacinda Ardern.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Social Development and asks, what vulnerabilities were identified in the report prepared by Dimension Data on the security of the work and income kiosks?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Speaker, the Dimension Data report found an issue with the lack of network separation, whereby the kiosks were connected directly to the MSD network, meaning that sensitive documents were accessible from the kiosks. This report sparks the obvious question, was this issue addressed and the problems fixed? And given the situation we're now in, it's clear that they were not. This is why the Chief Executive and I had decided to release this information publicly yesterday in an effort to be upfront and honest about what we're actually dealing with.
Jacinda Ardern.
Did she receive any reports, either verbal or written, on vulnerabilities within MSD's systems at the time that that report was prepared?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, no.
Jacinda Ardern.
What did her monitoring of the rollout of her new automated systems involve, given this is what she undertook she would do in 2009?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, that monitoring of those systems was more than just the kiosks, actually. As you can see, we've got My Accounts, where people can now access their own information online, and we have about 12% that actually go into the kiosks. Oh, let's not be ridiculous, Trevor Mallard, like you like to be. So what we've got now is we have got, so that whole of we go more online was more than just about the kiosks. It was about a range of information. I was advising the Minister that we would be looking at how quickly that is rolled out and what the cost is, and that's exactly what we've done.
Point of order, Mr. Speaker.
Point of order,
I was very specific in my question around what the monitoring exactly entailed. I would have liked the Minister to address the substantive part of that question.
Well, I think the member's questioning is in fact serious and is appropriate questioning. I think it should be treated with more respect by the member's colleagues. The member's colleagues sought to interject and the Minister responded to those interjections. I'm not going to now ask the Minister to ignore all of that and give a precise answer. Now, the member knows he can't do that. I'm not sure on what basis the member thinks, the Honourable Trevor Mallard thinks that that is appropriate. You know, I'm not going to ask the member to leave. I don't want to give the member that dignity. I just want him to know how childish I think that is. Jacinda Ardern's supplementary question.
Mr. Speaker, did Dimension Data contact MSD to correct the Chief Executive's claim that they had not reported on vulnerabilities in the system, or did someone within MSD check the report?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, I first saw the report on Monday night at about 8 o'clock. It had been seen that day. It was after 1 o'clock where we had done the press conference. It was then brought to our attention that without a doubt they had raised this particular issue. By 9:15 the next morning we put out a press release to let everyone know that.
Point of order, Jacinda Ardern.
My question was specifically who identified that the report had found the vulnerabilities, but that was not reported.
The member may repeat a question. Jacinda Ardern.
Question to the Minister. Did Dimension Data contact MSD to correct the Chief Executive's claim that they had not reported on vulnerabilities in the system, or did someone within MSD go back and check the report?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
As far as I know, there wasn't a phone call from Dimension Data, but I don't know that. There may have been. But as I say, it was first brought to my attention that night, and as a consequence, we put it out the next morning.
Jacinda Ardern.
Supplementary to the Minister. Is public confidence in her ministry's management of sensitive data an operational issue?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, I think the confidence of this is everyone's issue, and it's one that I'm taking very, very seriously. It has been undermined. I think it's appalling that this information has been accessed. I have done everything I can, knowing this on Sunday evening, to make sure that we get to the bottom of it, we fix it, and we make sure it never, ever happens again.
Supplementary question, Matilda Tude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. When the Minister said yesterday concerning the WINS kiosk security breach, quote, "I have not leaked private information about individuals," unquote, does she deny that in July 2009 she instructed her staff to release the benefit details of 2 women on the DPB without their permission, prompting a Human Rights Commission investigation into her actions, and the Director of Human Rights Proceedings finding that she had deliberately breached these women's privacy.
Order. I have some difficulty with this supplementary question because it bears no relationship whatsoever to the vulnerabilities identified in the report by Dimension Data. I'm thinking back on the Minister's answers today to see, but the Minister's not mentioned any of those issues in her answers. I don't want to deprive the member of a supplementary. I'd invite the member to ask another supplementary that really relates to the primary question. Materia Tude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. How can it be anything but a clear failure of her leadership when she has legitimised the breach of privacy by her ministry by having previously done so herself without remorse, and she has failed to demonstrate any oversight of ongoing breaches of privacy by not ensuring that her ministry fixed major security problems brought to their attention not once, not twice, but now 3 times in 2 years.
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Mr. Speaker, I have not leaked any information or any beneficiaries' information, and that member may struggle with that, but I transparently put it out there and did it myself without any private kind of... I know the opposition struggle because they prefer to pass little notes under doorways to media and everything else. I point blankly went out there and said what I said, Mr. Speaker, so there has been no leak from me.
Materia Tude.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Order. I've called Materia Tude. Order. Order.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Given the Minister's assurances to the public that she was mortified by the breach by MSD, that she is looking for the utmost transparency in dealing with the issue, how can she expect New Zealanders to have any confidence at all that a minister who will deliberately release private information of people who question her policy without their consent can be trusted to oversee any kind of privacy management in MSD?
The Honourable Paula Bennett.
Speaker, we have a serious system flaw that this government has taken very seriously. We have taken action at the best and at the quickest that we possibly can. We will not undermine it. Actually, that member's not the only one that gets to wring their hands and do angst. We are very concerned on this side and are taking it very seriously.
Question number 9, Dr. Jackie Blue.
The Minister of Health, and asks what